What's up, everybody? It's Weston with the Hidden Gibbon back with another Daily Deck Tech video, and today we have ourselves another viewer request. We have Baru Wurmspeaker, a commander I had never heard of before getting the request, so that's pretty cool. And you know, it speaks to me at heart. But before we get into it, if you like the Daily Deck Techs, the viewer requests, the history content, the magic for the working class, feel free to subscribe only if you feel that I've earned it. If you want to see your commander made into a deck tech, you can drop it in the comments down below or fill out the Google form in the video description. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. So this person wanted Baru Wurmspeaker, and they had a listed budget of $400 dues for it. And we came in at 401.62. So, everybody give Weston a round of applause for coming in at budget for once. So, who is Baru Wurmspeaker? Well, he's a 3/3 for 4, and worms you control get +2/+2, and have trample. And then he can you can tap 7 and a green to tap him and create a 4/4 green worm creature token. But the ability costs X less to activate, where X is the greatest power amongst worms you control. Look at that. You can have the worms, but not the fire verm, which, if you've ever watched The 13th Warrior, you know what the fire verm is. But yeah, he's a Wurmspeaker. We're going to play some worms. That's what we're going to do. We're going to play lots of worms, in fact. We're going to have some classic worms in there, some silly worms in there, some bad worms in there, some good worms in there. And we're going to hope that a giant robin doesn't come and eat all of our worms. All right. So, who is our supporting cast? Well, we have 22 creatures. Something you're going to notice about worms is they're big fatties with even bigger and fattier mana cost to them. They all cost like 1 trillion mana. But we are in mono green, so, you know, those pips have no power here, Gandalf the Grey. We have ourselves Bellowing Tangleworm. It's a 4/4 for 5. It has Intimidate, which means this creature can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or creatures that share a color with it. It's kind of like Fear. And then it also has other green creatures you control have Intimidate. It makes your green creatures pretty good, you know. Could be unblockable if they don't have green. We have Boneyard Worm. He's a star for 2. He kind of looks like a wingless dragon over here. Look at him. He's a pretty boy. Boneyard Worm's power and toughness are each equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So when you eventually get your Worm's Wrath of God away, you can have a big worm. We have Bramble Worm. Bramble Worm is a 7/6 for 7 with reach and trample, and when Bramble Worm enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. You can also pay 3 to exile Bramble Worm from your graveyard to gain 5 life. Not the worst thing ever. Plus, you know, it's a 7/6. It looks like he's about to eat that church over there. So that's, you know, a bad day for those people. We have Defiler of Vigor. He's a 6/6 for 5. This is a worm a lot of people recognize. He's a trample and has an additional cost to cast green permanent spells. You can pay 2 life. Those spells cost 1 green less to cast if you paid life this way. This effect reduces only the amount of green mana you paid. So it turns your green mana pips into Phyrexian mana pips. And whenever you cast a green permanent spell, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. So we do have some counter sub-theme in there. We have Dirt Coil Worm. Look at this silly little guy. Look at him. He's a 3/4 for 5. And whenever an opponent plays a land, put a 1/1 counter on Dirt Coil Worm. That's pretty good. Like, honestly, you know, you put it down. If you get it down early, it's going to get like 3 counters per turn cycle. So the first turn cycle around, by the time it comes to you, he's a 6/7. Ha! He's a meme. I don't know what that means. I'm a boomlennial, friends. All I know is that it's a thing. We do have some mana dorkage in here. I'm gonna pick out all the little mana dorks first here. We have Elvish Mystic, Findhorn Elves, Llanowar Tribe, Llanowar Elves, and Fanatic of Ronus for our mana dorkage. Of course, Fanatic of Ronus adds quad green if you control a creature of power 4 or greater, which, you know, in a Worms deck, you're gonna have. Llanowar Tribe adds triple green. We have Elvish Piper. It's going to help you cheat some worms into play. So it's a 4-drop that for 1 green you can tap and put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Put some of these worms on. We have Engulfing Slagworm. He's a 7/7 for 7, and when he blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, destroy that creature. You gain life equal to that creature's toughness. This guy's silly. Pump this guy up and then send him, because he whenever he becomes blocked or blocks, you destroy that creature. So that creature just dies before it does damage, making the engulfing slagworm just a huge value creature. Throw trample on this guy and pump him, and watch as your opponents just weep. We have Grothama, the all-devouring. This guy looks really weird. He is a 10/8 for 5, and he has a fun effect. Other creatures have. When this creature attacks, you may have it fight Grothama, all-devouring. Oh, that's not bad. And when Grothama leaves the battlefield, each player draws cards equal to the amount of damage dealt to Grothama this turn by sources they control. So yes, this is symmetrical, but you could draw some cards off of this. Your opponents could draw some cards off of this. Have some chaos happen. We have Impervious Great Worm. Convoke Indestructible, 16/16 for 10. You could probably cast this for less than 10 if you so choose. But, you know, not bad. Big ol' 16/16 Indestructible isn't the worst thing to ever happen. We have Ouroboros, who's $40. I opened up like 8 boxes of EOE and only opened one of these. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put X/1/1 counters on each creature you control, where X is this creature's power. Combined with him, that's pretty good, because on the first combat phase, they're all going to get +3/+3, which is, or like 3+1/+1 counters. It's so good. We have Panglacial Worm. I had to put the silly boy in here, okay? I love Cold Snap. And this guy's silly. He's a 9/5 for 7 and trample, and he has a strange ability. While you're searching your library, you may play Panglacial Worm from your library. So, say you play a Rampant Growth and you have 7 spare lands laying around, just play this dude. Look at his little buck teeth. Look at those. Yeah, that guy's chompers need to get into the dentist. They're all crooked and snaggly. What is going on with this boy? But he's a 9/5 trampling worm, you know? Can't go wrong with that. Bladed Slagworm. He can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control, so hexproof. Before hexproof was a keyword. We have Sarith, the Viper's Fang. Other tapped creatures you control have Death Touch. Other untapped creatures you control have hexproof, and then you can pay 1 and untap target creature or land you control. Good little utility creature. Seedborn Muse, untap all permanents you control during each other player's untap step. So attack with big worms, then block with big worms, so that way they attack, but they also protect. We have Symbiotic Worm. He's a 7/7 for 8. And when Symbiotic Worm is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you put 7 green insect creature tokens onto the battlefield. So you get a bunch of little dudes. Look at all the little maggots growing out of the little Symbiotic Worm. Gross. We have World Spine Worm. This one is a big boy. I love this card. He's a 15/15 for 11 and trample. And when World Spine Worm dies, create 3/5/5 green worm creature tokens with trample. When World Spine Worm is put into the graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into its owner's library. It will come back. You know, friends, I'm gonna say I hope and pray like we get either like some commander decks that are Dune, or let's get some reskins that are Dune. I would like to see the Seshalud as cards, right? Let's get the Lisan Akaib deck going. And then we have Wormcoil Engine, which, sweet Jesus, what? I think this is from the Plato Secret Lair, but that's some goddamn nightmare fuel right there. But Wormcoil Engine's a classic, right? It's a 6/6 for 6, Death Touch lifelink, and when it dies, you create a 3/3 colorless worm artifact creature token with Death Touch, and a 3/3 colorless Phyrexian worm artifact creature token with lifelink. Sorceries. I bet you're gonna guess what we're gonna run an absolute motherload of, because we have all of our creatures cost approximately 42 trillion mana. Well, you'd be right if you guessed things like Cultivate, Kodamas Reach, Migration Path, Open the Way, Rampant Growth, right? Nature's Lore, Tempt with Discovery, Nissa's Pilgrimage. There's your ramp package, friends. Ramp is important when all of your creatures are like 10 mana. For other cool things, we have Broken Bond. It lets you destroy an artifact or enchantment, and then you can put a land from your hand on the battlefield, so it pops somebody's Soul Ring, plus lets you put a land on the battlefield. You know, we have Germination Practicum in here. Put 2/1/1 counters on each creature you control, and it has Paradigm. That's pretty strong. You know, make your big creatures win more. We have Last March of the Ents. These may not be trees, but worms count too. It can't be countered and draw cards equal to the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Put any number of creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Man, the dream. The dream right now is World Spine Worm plus Last March of the Ents. Give me the dream. We do have Natural Order in the deck. Sack a green creature. Search your library for a green creature and put it onto the battlefield. Then shuffle. It's a great way of cheating out some of your creatures. And then we have this Japanese Mystical Archive card, which is... I'm going to reveal it to you all. Ready, ready, ready? Who's that Pokemon? It's Triumph of the Hordes, which is a 4-drop sorcery, which until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain Trampling. In fact, it is, you know, a win con. But updating the cheapest, this is currently the cheapest version of this card, and it's absolutely beautiful. Pick this up. Like, absolutely pick this up. Is that... I don't know all of, like, Japanese lore, but is that, like, a yokai or onryo right here? The lady? There's a bird on there, too. A bald bird and a snake and a toad. There's a fox spirit thing looking up there. A skeleton. Okay. Onis and stuff. Instance, we have tiny straight removal in Beast Within. We do have Bite Down and Tail Swipe and Ram Through for some, you know, fight/bite spells. We have Gift of the Viper to put a 1/1 counter, a reach counter, and a death touch counter on target creature. Untap it. That's always fun. We do have some more ramp with Entish Restoration. Harrow. We also have ourselves Nature's Claim, which is destroy an artifact or enchantment and gain 4 life. We have Return of the Wildspeaker, draw cards equal to the greatest power amongst non-human creatures. Non-human creatures you control get +3/+3. We have Momentous Fall, sack a creature, draw cards equal to the power. Then we have Fog, good old Fog. Artifacts. We have Herald's Horn, name a creature type. Creature spells cost 1 less to cast. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature of the chosen type, you can reveal it and put it into your hand. We have Belb's Portal. As it comes into play, choose a creature type. You can pay 3 and tap it. Put a creature card from the chosen type on from your hand into play. We have ourselves Bow of Nalia. This gives all your stuff Death Touch. You can also put a 1/1 counter on target creature, or have Bow deal 2 damage to target creature with flying, or you gain 3 life, or put up up to 4 target cards from your graveyard on the bottom of your library in any order. We also have Emerald Medallion. This is going to help make things cheaper. Same with the Earth Crystal, plus help support our 1/1 counter strategy sub-strategy we have in here. Soul Ring is in here, obviously, for ramp. Nyx Lotus is in here for ramp, because look at these things, right? Look, like, just look. We've got 3 green pips, 3 green pips. I'm pretty sure there's one with quad, isn't there? No quad, but lots of 3s and 2 green pips. So Nyx Lotus will add mana of a chosen color equal to the devotion to that color, so green. Urza's Incubator, name worm to make them not cost a trillion, make them cost, you know, 999,999,999,997. Or sorry, 98. Livecrafter's Bestiary. At the beginning of upkeep, you get to scry 1. That is an underrated effect. And then whenever you cast a spell, you may pay a green. If you do, draw a card. Excellent card. And then the Great Henge. I had to fill out a $400 budget, so we get to play with some nice toys here. We have the Great Henge. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. You can tap to add 2 green, and you gain 2 life. And whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it and draw a card. This card is amazing. Hence why it's $75. We have enchantments. We have Sandworm Convergence. Creatures with flying can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. And you get to make a 5/5 worm at the beginning of your end step every turn. Unnatural growth at the beginning of each combat. Double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn. We have ourselves Up the Beanstalk. When it enters, and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, draw a card. World War Hulk is in here. The next red or green spell you would cast this turn, cast without paying its mana cost. That's pretty good. We also have put 3/1/1 counters on target creature you control, and choose target creature you control until end of turn, double its power and toughness, and it gains trample. Worldspine Worm. Lands, we are running 38. We're running Forest, Rogue's Passage, Secret Tunnel, Arid Archway, and Myriad Landscape. That is the build. Now let's go take a gander at playtesting. Oh my. For once, Moxfield gave me lands. I'm going to keep this 4-land hand. It is a gift. Oh, 5 lands. Oh boy. We're not going to do a whole lot our first couple turns, are we? We're going to do this. You know, we sit here unassuming. Just unassuming. I'm actually going to ramp with Migration Path. I'm going to put Forest and a Forest into play. Close and shuffle. Next turn. Alright, so we already have... What is this? 7 lands. We can't play Worldspine Worm. But we are going to just play our commander here for... Which isn't the worst thing imaginable, right? I'm not going to play that. Next turn. We are going to play a Forest. We don't have anything over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got to get a creature on the board. We got Wurmcoil Engine here. Next turn, though, we're going to play a Forest. We're going to play Explosive Vegetation. And you know what? We're just going to do this, too. We're going to throw you in the bin. So we're going to get to search for 5 lands. 1, 2. The good thing about ramp, too, is it also thins out your deck. So that way you find the things that... Or you find your power and not just your gas. Right? There we go. So we are super duper online. We'll go to our next turn. Just like that. I messed up my lands, and that bothers me. You know, honestly, 1, 2, we're gonna play this land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 6, so this is gonna cost 3. We're gonna play the Great Henge. That's not bad, right? You know, not bad, not bad, not bad. We could have played it for 1 less if we played Unnatural Growth this turn. But instead, what we're going to do is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Everything is broken. And we put down a Worldspine Worm. This comes in. We add a counter. We get to draw a card because we played a creature. Sweet. We got another creature. So, you know, we're going to go ahead and swing in with that guy. We play another. Oh, this was 8. I only had to pay 2 for it anyway. I'm big stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to play Unnatural Growth. And then, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to play Impervious Great Worm. We did not convoke it. That is a flex, friends. We get to draw a card. And we get to add a counter onto him. We are going to, you know, move to combat step. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control. Here's a 32 flying or flinging at you with trample and 12. Yeah, fun times. Next turn. Forest. We just play a Plated Slagworm, right? We get to draw a card off of that. It gets a 1/1 counter. If people aren't dead or haven't blown us up, they're gonna be dead soon. Look at that. Nonsensical. That's 34, 32, 12 on top of that. That's so much in 3 creatures. Oh, good. And you know, whenever we want to, we can just activate this dude and poop out more little worms. Next turn, you know, we got this. We play our Fanatic of Ronas, which lets us draw a card. We play this, which lets us draw a card. Yeah, we're just having good old times. You see what the deck does. It's Timmy nonsense that I love and absolutely adore. If you love the deck, feel free to click the link in Moxfield, look it up. If you want to drop it down to bracket 2, of course, take out the Nature's Lore and take out the Seedborn Muse. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, I am Weston with the Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. What's up?